talking
idea
about the
how the
evidence.
law works?
Wait a minute.
Do you want me to break the law in a federal judge's order?
No,
to
I want you to
satisfy
follow your own
curiosity?
word, Director Patel. You said up there it was under the direct control of the FBI director. He had the black
And
book.
everything
Have you released?
I have.
3 minutes ago, Jamie Raskin walked into that hearing room with a file so thick it made the security scanner beep twice. The guards looked at each other. One of them whispered something. Raskin just smiled, tapped the file, and said 5 words that would echo through every news channel within the hour. "This ends today, gentlemen, everything." And Kash Patel sitting at the witness table with his usual stone-cold expression. That mask he wears so well, it cracked just for a second. But the cameras caught it. Everyone caught it. You need to watch this until the very end, because what happens in the next 12 minutes will rewrite everything you thought you knew about the Epstein investigation, about the FBI, about who is really protected in this country. And if you're new here, hit subscribe right now and turn on notifications. What's about to unfold isn't just another hearing. This is the moment the wall breaks. Let me paint the scene for you. Senate Intelligence Committee, room 216, 9:47 a.m. The room was already packed when Raskin arrived. Every seat taken, journalists standing against the back wall, cameras positioned at every angle. But here's what nobody expected. Raskin didn't come alone. He had 3 assistants with him, each carrying identical black cases. They set them on the table in front of Raskin's seat. Click, click, click. 3 cases opening simultaneously. And inside each one, stacks of documents, red tabs, yellow tabs, green tabs, a filing system so organized it looked like it had been prepared for months. Patel watched this. His lawyers watched this. And you could see it in their faces, that split-second realization that they'd walked into something they weren't prepared for. The first 20 minutes were standard procedure. Other senators asked their questions. Counterterrorism budgets, cyber threat assessments. Patel handled them with his usual efficiency, short answers, no details, run the clock. He checked his watch twice, looked almost bored, then Raskin took the microphone. "Director Patel." The room shifted, that's the only way to describe it. The energy changed, people sat up straighter, cameras refocused. Even the stenographer looked up from her keyboard. "I want to talk about a package that was delivered to my office 36 hours ago." Patel's expression didn't change. He's heard this before, anonymous sources, leaked documents, conspiracy theories. He has his standard response ready. "Senator, I'm not aware of any specific." "I'm not asking if you're aware." Raskin opened the first file. "I'm telling you what I found. This package contained a USB drive. On that drive were 2,300 pages of internal FBI correspondence, spanning from June 2019 to February 2025. He paused, let that sink in. 2,300 pages. 6 years of emails, memos, directives, and reports, all from inside your organization, all documenting a systematic cover-up of the Epstein investigation. The room went silent. Not the polite quiet of people waiting for the next sentence, the heavy, thick silence of people who just heard something they can't unhear. Patel leaned forward slightly. "Senator, I categorically reject any characterization of the FBI's handling of." "You can reject it all you want." Raskin pulled out the first document. "It won't change what's written here, Document 1. Dated June 14, 2019. FBI Miami Field Office to FBI Headquarters. Subject line, Epstein investigation, high-profile targets." He held it up so the cameras could see it. "In this email, the Miami office reports that they have identified 34 individuals connected to Jeffrey Epstein's operation. They have witness testimony. They have flight records. They have photographic evidence. And they request permission to open formal investigations into these 34 names." He set the document down. "Do you know what the response was, Director Patel?" Patel didn't answer. "The response," Raskin continued, "came 3 days later from FBI headquarters. Quote, not advisable at this time, recommend holding pending further review. Signed by the deputy director." He looked at Patel, 34 names. Evidence in hand, and headquarters said, "Wait." That was 2019, 6 years ago. How long exactly were they supposed to wait? One of Patel's lawyers, a woman in her 40s with sharp eyes, leaned over and whispered something. Patel shook his head slightly. No, he was going to handle this himself. "Senator, decisions about investigative priorities involve complex considerations that..." "Complex considerations," Raskin's voice cut through. "Let me show you how complex it got. Document 2, August 10, 2019, 1 week after Jeffrey Epstein's death." He pulled out another email. FBI internal memo from the deputy director to all field offices. Subject, Epstein matter case closure. Quote, effective immediately, the Epstein case is considered closed. All subsidiary investigations are to be suspended. All evidence is to be transferred to headquarters for archival purposes. He paused. "Archival purposes, that's FBI code for bury it and forget it." A murmur went through the room, journalists were typing, committee members were exchanging looks. Patel's jaw tightened just barely, but it tightened. But it gets worse, Raskin said. Because 6 months later in January 2020, before Ghislaine Maxwell was even arrested, an FBI analyst sent an email to their supervisor. He read from the document, quote, "We have compiled sufficient evidence to move forward with Maxwell. Why are we delaying?" Response from the supervisor, "Political sensitivities, we are waiting for clearance." He looked at Patel, political sensitivities. Whose politics director? Who exactly was sensitive about arresting a woman who trafficked children? Silence. Patel's hands were flat on the table now, not moving, just resting there like he was trying to anchor himself. The next document, Raskin said, is from March 2021 after Maxwell's conviction. An FBI field agent submits a report. Quote, "Subject Maxwell has provided names of 47 individuals involved in the operation. Recommend immediate investigation." And right there, handwritten in the margin, someone wrote, "Not approved, high-level decision." He set the paper down slowly, high-level decision. Someone at the very top of the FBI, maybe higher, decided that 47 names connected to child trafficking weren't worth investigating. Now I need to pause right here. If you're still watching, if this matters to you, hit the like button. I'm serious. YouTube needs to see that people care about this. And drop a comment. Who do you think made that high-level decision? Where did it come from? Because we're about to find out. Raskin wasn't done, not even close. He pulled out a document from a different section of the file. This one had a red cover sheet, top secret, stamped across it in bold letters. This document, he said, was classified until 72 hours ago when a federal judge ordered its release. It's dated February 3, 2025, 2 weeks after you, Director Patel, took office. He opened it. Memorandum from the Office of the FBI Director to all field offices and division heads. Subject, Epstein-related investigations, new operational directives. He began reading slowly, letting every word land. Quote, "Effective immediately, all active case files related to the Epstein investigation are to be transferred to FBI headquarters. No field office is authorized to initiate or continue investigative activities without explicit approval from the director's office. All scheduled witness interviews are suspended. All pending document requests are to be denied pending review." He looked up, and at the bottom, "Director Patel is your signature." The room exploded, not metaphorically, literally. Shouting from the gallery, journalists jumping to their feet, camera operators scrambling for better angles, the committee chairman banging his gavel so hard it echoed. Order, order in this chamber. Patel sat frozen. His face had gone white, not pale, white like every drop of blood had just drained out. His lead lawyer, a gray-haired man in his 60s, stood up so fast his chair scraped. "Mr. Chairman, I must object to this line of..." "Sit down, counselor." Raskin's voice was ice. "Your client can answer for himself." But Patel didn't answer. He just sat there, staring at the document on the screen behind Raskin's head. His own signature blown up 10 feet tall. "Director," Raskin said quietly, now almost gently, "do you recognize this document?" Silence. "Do you recognize your own signature?" More silence. Patel's lawyer tried again. "Senator, my client needs time to review." "Time?" Raskin stood up. "I've never seen a senator stand during a hearing like this." "Time?" "This document shut down the Epstein investigation. It stopped witness interviews. It blocked document releases. It killed every active lead the FBI had." He pointed at Patel. "And you signed it the same day you met with White House officials, the same day. What did they tell you in that meeting, Director Patel? What did they ask you to do?" Patel finally spoke. His voice was quiet, strained. "Senator, I was not." "Don't," Raskin cut him off. "Don't tell me you weren't part of this. Don't tell me you didn't know. Your signature is right there." He picked up another document. "And here's what happened after you signed that directive. FBI activity on Epstein-related investigations dropped 94%. Witness interviews, 0. Document analysis, 0. Field investigations, 0. You didn't just slow down the investigation, Director, you killed it." "And here's the part," Raskin said, pulling out one more document, "that should terrify every American watching this. This is an FBI internal list created in 2021, updated in 2025 during your tenure. It's titled Individuals Excluded from Epstein-Related Investigative Activities." He held it up. 47 names, and next to each name a code explaining why they're protected. Code A, Political Sensitivity, 12 names. Code B, Diplomatic Relations, 8 names. Code C, National Security Concerns, 15 names. And Code D, he paused. Code D, Executive Branch Protection, 12 names. The room was dead silent now. You could hear people breathing. "Executive Branch Protection," Raskin repeated. The White House is protecting 12 people connected to Jeffrey Epstein from FBI investigation. He looked at Patel. Is that national security director or is that a cover-up? Patel's lawyer stood again. Mr. Chairman, my client invokes his Fifth Amendment right. He will not answer this question or any subsequent questions regarding. The room erupted again. Fifth Amendment. The FBI director was taking the fifth. Raskin just nodded slowly like he'd expected this, like he'd wanted this. Fifth Amendment, he said, the right not to incriminate yourself. He walked back to his table, gathered his documents. The FBI director believes that answering questions about the Epstein investigation would incriminate him. He looked at the cameras. American people, are you hearing this? Your FBI director, the man responsible for federal law enforcement, can't answer questions about a child trafficking investigation because he might incriminate himself. He sat down. These documents will be released to the public tomorrow morning, all 2,300 pages, every email, every directive, every protected name. He looked at Patel one last time. The truth always comes out, Director. Always, and you just made sure the whole country knows you've been hiding it. The hearing ended 5 minutes later. Technically, it continued. Other senators asked other questions, but nobody was listening. Nobody cared. Because Jamie Raskin had just done what nobody else would do, he'd named the cover-up. He'd shown the documents. He'd trapped Patel into taking the fifth, and within minutes the internet exploded. Raskin 47 trending worldwide. Cable news cutting to emergency coverage. Legal experts debating whether Patel just committed career suicide. And somewhere in 47 different locations, 47 very powerful people were probably making very panicked phone calls. This isn't a conspiracy theory anymore. This isn't speculation. This is